Hey, hello everyone. Welcome to Ace Friday Fun. I am all lonesome again this week, so anybody out there, hello, feel like jumping in, let me know. I'll send you a link. Probably going to be a relatively short show. I'm going to cover the races for tomorrow that I can see. Some of them are still more than a day away, 24 hours away, so they haven't revealed themselves. So maybe as we're talking, they will. Normally, I have a housekeeping segment from the get go. I can't really think of anything that I know of, no auctions that I can see scheduled. Um, so we will head right over to the racing, see what we have going for tomorrow. So Saturday is always a big stakes day. So we will take a look at what we can. And see who's put the runners up. Let me change the field so that it's bigger so that my ugly mug is out of there. First one we're going to look at kicks off at 13:35 tomorrow. It's called the Durham Cup Stakes. It's for 3-year-olds and up. Colts and fillies, $20,000 entry fee, a grade 3 stakes race. 6 entrants in the race. Broken Ankles from Induna. And this is a dirt mile race. Duna's horse is a turf, but is shown he can run on the dirt, winning a G3 last time out, 6 furlongs. Don't see a mile in his immediate history, but do see some mile and 8, so assuming he can get the distance. Big Red's Twin from Eddie is a dirt horse that's 5 out of 30. Got a 4-year-old, 44 races, won 5 out of 30. On the dirt last time out, finished close third in a stakes race. Haven't seen a mile in his history, immediate history, but I'm sure in some of those 44 races there is a mile. Conclusion Meh from Anfield Road. It's 5 out of 9. A dirt horse, 3 out of 5, with also a second on the dirt. Stepping up from the claimers after winning impressively the mile on the turf. 40,000 claimers closed to win in a 112 speed, 99 pace. So horse has things going good right now. See if it can make the move from claiming 40 to a G3. Terran has a lot of wind. Their entry from Eddie. Turf horse, 3 out of 8 on the dirt. Been running longer distances, but you go back to his eliminator runs. He won a heat from the 10 post on the 24th. So he's obviously capable of winning. He won eliminator also from the 8 post. So apparently we'll be claiming, although up front in a dirt mile, three starts back, he did show traction to being near the pace, but it looks like his best runs coming from off the pace. Unpunchable from Dutton. Dutton's been hot. Jason, source 3 out of 4. So lightly raced, won on a dirt mile, an allowance race on the 22nd, won a dirt mile and 8 allowance race on October 3rd. Looks like he can run from on or off the pace, depending on the post. So see what Jason decides to do with him. And he definitely can get the distance, and he can definitely leave, and he can close as well. Very flexible looking horse. Moonshine Tail from Anfield Road. 5 out of 19 on the dirt. 3-year-old. Been running stakes. Won a grade 2 on the dirt at this distance. 3 races back on the 17th. So obviously capable. So a very good field here for a grade 3 race. So with smaller field, see how that one plays out. Next one we'd like to look at is grade 1. Also only 6 horses. Curious why a lot of these don't fill, but maybe there's a lot the same day or something. This one is 1.25 miles on a turf. Philadelphia Cup G1. Would assume it was going to be at Parks. 6 horses going for $225,000 with a $37,500 entry fee and $100,000 added, making the first $325,000. See some names here that we've seen numerous times right off the wheel. Seen this one a lot lately. 7 races this year. Forgot to hit the button from Eddie. Through the rail. Gelding 1 out of 7 on the turf. It does prefer the dirt. Don't see. You see 1.25 miles turf last time out. Closed. Looks like he was a little bit far out. Maybe got stuck in the traffic. Made a very good close up to get third. Winner of an allowance race prior to that. Now this is a G1, so we go back to 9:10. The last race we can see here, 1.5 miles. He did finish second, so he has run with graded class. He lost on the 24th. Track record was set in that G3. So we'll see what Eddie's got in store. Never count Eddie out. This one, Maximum Galanta. No introduction needed here. 4-year-old still picking him up, laying him down, as Phil Georgieff used to say. Only 1 for 5 on the year, but you look, it's not like he's been running allowance and claimers. 4 graded stakes race out in his last 5. 5 out of his last 5. 3 of them G1, 2 of them G2s. On 9:11, 1.125 miles. Ran 100 pace rating to win. 2 starts back on turf, 1.25. I don't know if he was hung or what, but it looked like he was back. The horse usually likes to be on or near the lead, so must have been a little more speed inside of him that race, or the horse just didn't fire out of the gate. But definitely contender here, as always. Horatio Nelson, very highly thought of, if I recall. Won an eliminator heat on the dirt last time. Turf firm, 1.25 miles at Parks. This distance, this surface, ran a really strong allowance race, finishing with a 98 pace. So we'll see if he can step up. It is a big step, but he knows he can get the distance. It'll be interesting if he has the speed, or if him and Max Galanta will both be dueling. Like to see how that one plays out. Moonshine Rocker, a 4-year-old from Chrisman, is our next horse. On the turf, 8 for 28. Obviously likes the turf. 1.25 miles on the turf, 2 races back, 1 allowance. 7 horse field, wired them, 97 speed rating. All 1.25 miles and above. So definitely fits the mold here. Last couple stakes races, a third and a sixth. So we'll see if we can step it up. Last one was from the 9 hole. Looks like he got caught back as well. Coming back after 2 days rest to run. See if that plays into it or not. But another strong contender. My Meshach from Induna. 4 out of 14 lifetime. Dirt preference horse. But is 5 out of 5 in the money on the turf. He only has one that we see in the last 5 that went a mile and a quarter or more, and that was off track dirt. He ran quite well, almost wiring the field. So it will be interesting to see. He a solid second in the Alpha Handicap. Interesting to see if he can handle the turf distance and the class, although he has run against in the higher classes. So another strong entrant there. King Kurt from Anfield. Turf horse. He hasn't won on the turf yet, although he's ran 1 and a mile half. I haven't seen him on a mile and a quarter recently on the turf. On the dirt, he went out fast in the mud, maybe tired, or else just got out kicked. Got second. So another speed demon here. I'm sorry, you got third. Another speedy one. So with 6 horses, 3 of them at least have shown speed. I know Anfield likes that speed, so we'll see. Interesting, another one, how this one's going to sort out. So as you can see, we had some nice races for tomorrow. I'm going to do another stakes, which looks like we got a few. The Hollywood Beach, I believe, has numerous instances. I'm not sure how many of them we can see. I think we might be able to see most of them. But it's a 5 furlong for 2-year-olds on the turf. And there apparently are a lot of nice 2-year-old 5 furlong type horses, because I believe at one point in time this thing had maybe 23 entrants. So unless I'm getting it confused, we'll see how many of them are showing. It's just a regular stakes race, if you could say, just because all the races are tough here. Stakes are not. That's a $9,290 entry fee. Purse ends up being $74,320. If you happen to be Florida bred, which I see 2 of, then you qualify for another 10% in bonus money. Let's go over the speed demons here and see what we got. We have 5 furlong turf. Victim of Love from Nemesis. 0 for 1 on the turf. He is a dirt horse. Did like the dirt in his maiden 50,000 claimer. Jumped up to a 6 furlong stakes race and ran really nice. So I don't think the turf is going to be an issue for him. It's the first time he's had to post inside the 6. So see if he actually has the old 5 furlong speed, or if he'll just lay back and try to close the speed. Colts Home from Bobby Dazzler. Horse is undefeated, 2 for 2. Has ran 4 furlongs. Both times 99 speed rating, or pace rating, 115 speed. So he is a dirt preference horse. 2 for 2 on the turf. So I don't believe the turf will be an issue. This is a total speed demon. Look at these opening, even though it was 4 furlongs, 21:48. Nice open. Hard not to like that one. 99 Problems. Jason Dutton from Dutton Ranch, 1 out of 2. See a lot of these horses with the word 99 in them. I'm not sure. I'm sure if I looked through the pedigree, I'd find it. But one, it's maiden on the dirt, 4 furlongs with a 99 pace rating. Impressive here. Went to the turf. He's a dirt horse, went to the turf. Didn't fare so well, but it was a stakes race. And it looks like he got caught back in the shuffle, tried to close, and maybe not enough time. So we'll see. The horse decides to leave as well. Flying Burrito. Rico, I've been noticing him red hot lately. Unless he's been red hot always, but I see a lot of them lately, it seems like. Maiden winner at 5 furlongs on the dirt with a 97 pace rating, jumping up into the stakes category. Another speed, which you expect all fives to have speed or some speed. See if he can make the jump. Locked in My Ways from Pancho. Apparently this is a horse I either bred or he bred using. No, I did breed it, so I maybe I sold it, I don't know. But Pancho's done well with it. Dang, I'll let this one get away, huh? 2 out of 3. He is a turf horse. A win and a place on the turf. Trying 5 furlongs after winning 6 furlong on the turf allowance and 6 furlongs on dirt fast. So we shall see if 5 furlong suits him. Gravity Falls from Chrisman in the 6 post. Homebred. 1 out of 2 on dirt, 0 out of 2 on turf. He's a dirt horse. Gonna give the old 5 furlong turf a whirl. 5 furlong dirt in his maiden. All he did was run 100 pace and 117 speed. So will be interesting on this one. Last one, wow, stuck out in a 7 furlong race, 12 post, closed at the end, but that's a lot to ask from being 11th. So he's a stakes frequent racer, going back to 5 furlongs where he won, and we'll see if he can handle the speed on the turf like he did on the dirt. If so, I'm going to close here with all the speed and maybe take this one. The Wanderer, small stall SRS, claimed from Anfield for only 10,000. Ran in graded 3, same distance last time. Led the whole way, and it looks like he got past the wire. 97 pace rating, 110 speed. Race before that, he closed. Not sure if you can count a 10,000 claimer as a race that you can compare, but he did have a 99 pace. Followed that up with the 97 pace, a G3. So he's definitely capable of getting out, and he's capable maybe of closing. So maybe another one that'll come off the pace. Hard to say. Flying Mike, my horse, 1 out of 2 on the year. Wired a field on the dirt, even though he's a turf horse. And then did not fare so well from a similar post last time. So looks like he'll be coming in late. Whether he can get there or not, I don't know. So, tough field. Nice field. Like to see that. Good luck, everyone that's in that one. The next one is the Woodward. This one's a G2. The Woodward had a 25,000, or has a 25,000 entry fee. 250,000 is 10 horses have made the gate. Might have been more, but I think it might have been limited to the first 10. Another 5 furlong turf race. Take a look at this field. By the Grace, Foggy Dan. Race, the horse is on the turf. Only run 3 times, a first and a second. Ran a G3 2 times out on the turf. And 5 pulled, almost won. You go back a race before that. Grade 1, 5 horse field. Wired them from the post. And you go back to the race before that. That's the one I really remember. Was an allowance. 8 horse field though. Went to the lead on that one. Won, set the track record. 56-58. Really, really quick time there. If he runs back to that, gets out and loose, he'll be hard to catch. Let's see what Foggy does with them from the 1. My guy Flying Domino, been a pleasant horse for me. Won his first 5 races, 2 out of 2 on the dirt, 3 out of 3 on the turf. Has been split between 5 and 4 furlongs. Can definitely get up and go. Not sure what he'll do. I'm assuming no matter what I tell him, he's going to want to go the lead here, but we'll see. Not fond of cats. Eddie's horse. 3 out of 6 lifetime, 0 for 1 on the dirt, but 3 out of 5 wins on the turf, and the other 2 were seconds. Definitely quality. See his last race on the turf, he wired field, 5 furlongs, the 97 pace, 116 speed. Prior to that, a G3. Thinking he might have got hung out here, but still closed for second. Prior to that, on the off surface, another win. So definitely a horse should be in the mix here. Fast Flanker, Breeders' Cup champion. I don't know what year, but we got a nice 5-year-old in here. 17 out of 40 lifetime. He hasn't hit the board from the win standpoint this year, but 2 races back at Turf 5, you can see ran a stakes race. Got out a little bit later, or maybe chose to, and came rolling up, but got second. So always running class. Turf, 10 out of 20 lifetime. So good horse for Induna. See if that 5-year-old can kick it in gear and compete with the younger ones, as many have done this year. Nudist from Paul and More Racing Stable. Homebred on the year, 1 out of 5. Lifetime, 4 out of 17. But plenty of money in his bankroll. 4 out of 13 on the turf. I see a turf 5 furlong, grade 3, where he was the 6 hole. And don't know if he ever found the rail or too wide or what, but he did close up for 3rd. Go back to the 11th on an 85,000 stakes race. He wired a field from the inside with a 98 pace and a 116 speed. So we shall see if this one tries to grab the lead or closes. Nice horse there from Paul. Rough Ruffian, Bobby Dazzler. 1 out of 8 lifetime, 0 for 1 on the year. 4 out of 6 in the money on the turf. Last time on the turf, closing second, 98 pace rating. Time prior for that, took the lead from the 1, got caught by a couple. Still respectable 97 pace rating. The last race, if you look at the race rating, 113.25. And he was only, I shouldn't say only, but his rating was 111. So the first, second, third horses must have really nice speed rating to pump that average up to 113. So probably, yeah, he's flexible. I don't know if he'll, a lot of the flexible horses for 5 furlongers here. See if he drops back or tries to take the lead. Supersonic Cookie, 3-year-old from Sweet. 0 for 3 on the year. 3 out of 19 lifetime. Again, nice bankroll. Turf horse, 5 out of 10 on the money, 4 out of 10 top 2, win 2 of them. 2 races back, almost wired a 5 furlong allowance field with a 98 pace rating. Last time out, looks like he got caught in the mix there. It's a nice race, 56.88. The winner ran. And it looks like he was just sort of caught up the whole time. Fell back and then closed. He was in the Crown race, so quality horse, Supersonic Cookie. Twist a Lime from Creekside on the outside. 0 for 1 on the turf. He is a dirt horse. 5 furlong dirt last time out. From the rail, wire to field, 97 pace, 111 speed. All of his races on dirt that we can see. It's competitive. The turf race that we don't see got second, so I'm not thinking the turf is that big of an issue for the horse. Double Precision, Chrisman from the 8. A turf horse, 4 races, 2 seconds and a first on the turf. Going to his last 2, both G2 races, 1 he won. Soft turf, the 98 pace, closed and won. He's also shown speed, as you see in a 6 furlong from the rail. He wanted the lead and won the 98 pace. I'm thinking with the speed I'm seeing inside of him, he's probably going to try to mimic the 10-1 race. But you do never know. Could go out. Old Rubble from Anfield Road takes the 10 post. It's claimed for $12,500. 1 for 14 lifetime, 1 for 10 on the turf. Just initially, it looks overmatched here, but let's see. He just won his maiden 2 races ago on the turf with a track record effort with a 115 speed and a 100 pace. So maybe he's found his stride at lower distances because it's hard to do much better than that. The 56.88, nothing to sneeze at. Now, the funny thing is, he was in another race where track record was set earlier, so horse likes to hang around the track record holders. The last race he was in, you look at the race, the stakes race, 4 furlong race. He didn't fare too well in it, but look at that race. 115 race rating. That's unbelievable. You do not see many where the race rating is 115. So we'll see what Anfield does. It's going to be hard to send them, but sometimes folks think that's their only chance. But who knows? With these big fields and all this speed, you may be just as fine closing. Take a break here on my screen and refresh it. So in case any of the other races are now showing their fields, since it's now almost 8 p.m. Eastern time. Problem with doing that, it brought me right back to the beginning. I might have skipped the race, but maybe not. The Harris Stakes G3 is up next. 5-horse field, 5 furlongs on the dirt at Gulfstream Park. 18,650 point entry fee. I say points, I say dollars. Everybody knows what I mean. 93,250 the purse, and then again, there are 2 Florida horses in here that would qualify for an extra 10%. Let's take a look at the dirt field. Going to see a lot of speed again. Starship Birdie, Chrisman. Dirt 3 for 17, turf 0 for 9. 4-year-old back on 8/17, so last season as a 3-year-old. Ran a nice allowance race and won 113.98. Was competitive in his next 2 races at 5 furlongs. Nice consistent speed rating. Now he's dropping back. He's on dirt this time again, which is what he won on. So see what he does. Got the inside, got some speed. See what he does. Induna's horse, Golden Melody, is in a 2 post, 4 out of 20 lifetime. 0 for 3 on the year, 3 for 13 on the dirt, running tough races, backing into 5 furlongs. You only see 1 5 furlong on the history. Third track record was set that day. So who knows? Must have been a speed ball on the front. The horse definitely contended. It's the only 5 furlong we don't see any dirt. Or 5, we see a dirt 6, which he was also a contender in a stakes race. So a couple 98 pace ratings should be keeping him closer. See if he can break through and win. Party Player from Creekside. Only run 4 races. This year, 1 for 2 on the dirt, a first and a second. Won his maiden last time out. Nice speed rating, 116, pace 97. See if he can jump up here and handle stakes company. Respectable race last time. Thunder Flashbang. It's like a horse I bred and Anfield has purchased from me. 4 out of 5 on the dirt. 1 for 1 this year at 5 furlongs. Wire to field from the 7 hole with a 99 pace. Looks like a good purchase. I don't know why I ever had him in a 5,000, 10,000 claimer. But hey, I don't claim to be the genius here. Anyway, horse with speed and some class. So definitely strong contender. And then Eddie, I always say it over and over and over. You never count Eddie out in any race. Terran's brightest star. He's kind of cheating with the double use of the ST. I kind of like that though. Terran's brightest bar. It's actually Terran's brightest star. Anyway, horse has run 28 times, won 10 of them. 15 of 28 in the money. Turf horse, but has been very, very good on dirt. 9 out of 17. Always on the win or near the win. What a race last time. From the 10 post, snuck up to get second. It was not a shabby time for the mud, 108.16. 2 races back, a 100 pace, 112 speed on dirt good. So obviously the turf preference isn't biting him at all. So good small field there for the Harris Stakes. Let's see what we got coming up next. A Breeders' Futurity G2 race for 2-year-olds. 6 horses with paying 28,950 point entry fee, all vying for the 173,700 in points, plus only one, Poncho Secret, is a New York bred eligible for an extra 10%. Mile and 1/8 on the dirt. From the rail, we've got Mass Destruction, Carlton Logic. You gotta like that name, huh? Coming out of a 7 furlong stakes in which he ran a 114 speed, 99 pace, but didn't win. So you know how tough of a field that must have been. Couple races back, 6 furlong turf stakes, also third. And he won his maiden on 6 furlongs, showing speed. So he is going to be stretched out. A lot of these speed horses seem to like the mile and 1/8 as well. So we shall see if Mass Destruction does. Mystic Princess from Dutton Ranch. 2 for 6 on the dirt. 2 for 7 a lifetime. Last out on the dirt, a little bit longer. Not sure what happened. Looks like he might have got shuffled way to the back and just wasn't interested in running that day is what it looks like. Prior to that, though, 1.5 miles, he wins 100,000 claimer with a 99 pace rating. And prior to that, he went out quick, set some quick fractions in a mile race, and was run down. So mile and an eighth, more, you can find more typically push stalk, some steady horses. So we'll see what Jason does with them. Contender here. Scales of Justice. Foggy Dan. Homebred. 0 for 1 on the dirt. 1 for 2 on the turf. Mile and an eighth. 1 on the turf. His maiden. Last time on the dirt. Looks like he mingled around the middle of the pack and finished fourth. Didn't seem like he had a punch. Maybe he was pushed wide the whole race. Hard to say. See what he does with them. Clash City Rocker from Anfield. 1 for 3 on the year. Dirt racer coming off a mile and an eighth victory in his maiden. 95 pace, 108 speed. That was turf. So we shall see here. Go back because I've already forgotten. Yes, it is dirt. So wired a field for a mile and an eighth in his maiden on turf. Now let's see if he's got the same punch on dirt. He'll be out winging. That's for sure. My Burden from Flip Farms. 2 for 3 on the year. 1 for 1 on the dirt, which was a futurity stake. His last time out, won it, set a track record. This one's shorter. So I have to assume he's going to want the lead too. His other two were on turf. He did win a mile and an eighth maiden on turf firm. So he does like the distance. Likes to be near the lead. So I assume Flip will be sending him, but a lot of speed, so you never know. Poncho Secret. 3 for 5 on the year. 2 for 3 on the dirt. Another homebred. Won its maiden on the turf. Won a maiden. Won a mile and an eighth on the turf. The 97 speed rating. First 2 races of his life were both 120 speed, 100 pace. 7 furlongs on the dirt. Went up to a mile and an eighth on the dirt. On the turf. Won again. Then a mile on the dirt. Then he 8-hole, dropped back, just did not run at all that race. In the next race, 7-hole on the turf. Not thinking he's liking the turf that much. He just never seemed to bite in that race either. He's back on the dirt. Got some speed. Expect to see him on or near the lead. Definite contender. And that's the field for the Breeder Journey G2. A lot of good looking youngsters there. Next, Hollywood Beach, 5 furlong turf, 9,290, purse of 74,320, 5 furlongs. Field of 8. Brick in the Wall, 1 for 1 from Anfield Road. Homebred gelding, won at 4 furlongs with a 99 pace. Seemed like he was closing there. Hard to say because they get so close across the track in a 4 furlong, but I guess you have to say he closed in 1, so maybe the 5 furlong is going to work out for him as well. I see some nice training runs down there. Lavish from Poncho is in the 2-hole homebred. 1 for 1 on the dirt, but 0 for 3 on the turf. Did forget to mention that was a dirt race for Anfield, so it'll be his first test on the turf. On the turf, Poncho has not ran this horse 5 furlongs. He did win on the dirt 5 furlongs. It was maiden, so he obviously can run well at the distance. See what he will do here. 5 furlong dirt. Dazzling Lady from Jake Dog Racing, a homebred as well. 1 for 1 Won his maiden on the turf. 100 pace rating, time of 56.85. See if he can duplicate that from the dirt. I'm sorry. I get myself so confused on these things. It is turf again. Wow, you got to like this horse's chances here. Mainly, and the reason I say that is I think he'll probably drop down to the rail and hold a competitive spot. And if he can break through, might come through and beat the field here. Risk It for a Biscuit from Nemesis. 1 out of 2 lifetime. Obviously, that's all this year. Don't think he snuck any yearling races in on us. On the turf, he's 1 out of 2. Won as maiden with a 100 pace just off the track record. Came back in a G3 and another one that might be a danger here if the speed fails because he looks like he just loves to close. So definite closing contender here. Nice 97 rate pace with the 117 speed last time. Saucy Seesaw. Try to say that one, huh? Foggy Dan, homebred. 1 for 5 lifetime. 0 for 2 on the turf. Does not run turf 5. He did run dirt 5. That's how he broke his maiden on. Another one with closing speed and 6 furlong race. Went out. Did not like the... I shouldn't say didn't like it because the winner time was 107.87. So respectable. Run for third in that race. If he runs back to the maiden, can duplicate that 5 furlong time on turf. Should be right there. Another one that might come running late. King Barnett from Chrisman, 2 for 7. 1 for 1 on the turf. That was a 6 furlong race in which was near the pace. Close, got the win, 97 pace rating. Gonna drop him down to 5 furlongs and back to the turf. Should be interesting to see his strategy as well. Oh, I might have some 5 furlong front speed. Get out a little bit here in this race. Fire Princess from Goof Troop. Don't see a lot from him, but they're usually tough horses. This one won its maiden 50,000 4 furlong race with a 119 speed, 99 pace. Pretty much got everything out of the horse, and he got back a 43 flat race time. Has to be pretty close to a track record there. Obviously, the 99 pace rating shows that. So we shall see if he can 2 things, go 5 and go turf. But a strong entry there. King for Life, Chrisman. Not ran on the turf. 2 for 7 lifetime. Does not run on the turf. Coming out of the Eliminator series. So we're going to push this guy down to a sprint and see what he does. That is the field for the Hollywood Beach. I believe that's the second iteration. We have a Kentucky Bred Oswald Memorial Stakes we're going to look at next. Sorry if I'm boring you with all these races. It's a 14,890 point entry fee. 10 horses made it. 7 furlongs on the dirt. And I do see a horse that was very impressive in its first. And I know a little bit about this horse. But on the rail, we have the Last Specialist from Eddie. Ran 7 furlong dirt. His maiden finished third. 7 furlong turf, wins it. So he's hoping that got this got the confidence up and brings it back. In this second race victory he's looking for. This Foggy Dan and Trent DF Defiant. Foggy sent me a note when he got this horse. I believe he trained it at 108.18 or something like that. Let me see if it's still down there. It was ungodly. There's a 108.14 though, so maybe that was it. Worried about the horse because of the combination and the consistent. I shouldn't say consistent. The times that I'm trying to not be mean. Sometimes these horses that train this fast just never show their works in real. This horse showed his. A mile, wire to field, never challenged. In the end, the horse was closing. Actually, I think it was my horse, but it was obvious the whole race that first by 2, I think those are wrong. I think he was first by about 6 or 8 all the way around the track. Track record 133.66. It's going to be tough to beat this horse. He's definitely going to go, and it's going to be catch me if you can. So, Blades of Glory from Greco. I don't mean to slight any other horse in this race. Let me go back. I got to look at one thing I've already forgotten. 7 furlong dirt fast. Foggy's horse is a turf. It ran on the dirt. It's a track record. Okay. Greco. 3 out of 3 in the money. This dirt horse got a win, an optional claimer. 116 speed, 98 pace for 6 furlongs. His maiden race prior to that, ran at 7 furlongs. Second with a 97. So he's got some nice pace ratings. Interested to see what he does with it. Tessie from Dutton, 1 out of 6 lifetime. Ran the last couple stakes races. 1 1/8. Looks like he burned some speed and then got past. See what he can do on 7. He did close in a 5 furlong race nicely. So we'll see what he does with them at 7. In good hands, Sweet Stables, 3 out of 5 lifetime. A win on the dirt and the turf. Coming off a couple stakes races. Not fared too well in them. The pace is a little bit slower than you'd like to see for this type of field, but if you go back to 7 furlong race, boom, a 99. That's what he's looking for here. The closing 99. Let that speed go. Maybe close for a win. Gun Club is my horse. He's kind of an overachiever, really. Didn't expect him to be at this level, but won his first 2, so I had to give him a chance. Will be most likely off the pace. West of the Sun from Chrisman in the 7 post. 2 out of 4 lifetime. Looks like he bought this off of me or claimed it off me. Looks like he bought it off me. Won its maiden right out of the gate. 5 furlongs. Last race, 7 furlongs. Back in the ninth post, seemed to get shuffled to the back. And I don't know if he's blocked or what, but he typically had closed and did not. So going to see strategy he'll take here. I assume he's going to want to close with them again. Never seen him showing a lot of front speed. So typical closer. Holiday Bling. Patrick Donovan. I watched this race the other day, this 7 furlong horse close, wire this field, 100 pace rating, 107 speed. So the horse can actually do more. 107 speed means he just took it easy. Horse took it easy and ran 100 pace rating 123.83. So I assume he's going to be out there chasing DF Defiant, which would be interesting to see those two. Mirage, Greco Hold'em. He's got a horse that he claimed at 10,000, jumping it up to see if he can nail this one. Horse ran a nice race. It's hard to evaluate in a 10 claimer race because they can kind of get out in the lead. I'm not sure if he took the lead on a rail or was sitting too wide the whole time. Regardless, he got a win with a 97 pace rating. See what he can do against tougher company. Induna, Colt City, 1 for 3 on the year. Don't see a 7 furlong, but he did close well in a mile race, a couple of them back to back. 6 furlong race, he went out, got caught, put out some pretty good fractions and got caught. So we'll see what kind of strategy Induna has on this one. So a good field. Next round of the Hollywood Beach. Another 5 furlongs, the third. Yeah, I think there were 23 in this. 5 furlong turf horses, 2-year-olds, and WRF, Worsley Road Farm, back in action. Horse is 1 for 2 on the turf. He's got a 4 furlong win. 6 furlong went out and set pretty fast fractions for a 6 furlong race and kind of ran out of gas there. I have to assume either a horse isn't set up for 6 furlong or he had him on push and he really needed to be on stalk or steady. So see what he does for 5. Go right through the middle and go 5 furlongs. Blind Flanker from Induna. 0 for 1 on the turf. Hasn't run 5 furlongs. In one turf race was 6. And he was in the 8 post. Sat around and closed up just to get 5th. Does have some speed he showed last time from the dirt. 7 furlong race. But doesn't show speed prior to that, but of course the ones we see here, you can see they're outside. See what he does with this horse. Dynamics, Chrisman 1 for 2 on the turf, coming out of win. G3 on the second, 5 furlongs, sat nicely, closed up to the win with a 98 pace. Gotta like that race. Gotta think might get the same type of trip here. Did show speed in a 7 furlong race as well earlier. So, but I think his best play is probably gonna let the super speed go and try to dump to the rail and close them all. Barnett Queen from Chrisman also. Forgot to mention, yes, homebred, another homebred. 1 for 2 from the turf, 0 for 3 on dirt. So we're going back to his preferred turf. Won an allowance race at 6 furlongs, closing with a 97 pace. Followed that up with a mile dirt, 99 pace, 117 speed, but was second in that race. So we're going back to sprint distance. We're 5 furlong in his maiden. He was in the 8, shuffled, never really got his footing off track. Probably didn't care for that. Off surface, hard to gauge him. If we gauge really by his 6 furlong turf firm race, could be right there at the close. Moonshine Spirit from Anfield, 2 for 2 on the turf, coming off a 120 speed, 99 pace Santa Anita turf. Purchased this horse in the auction for 121,500 points. So he's looking for big things from this horse and wired the field last time. See if he wants to go try to wire him again from the 5. Jack Jones from Nemesis. coming off his 4 furlong maiden win, 99 pace, 113 speed. Gonna stretch him out. Turf horse now on the turf. 5 furlongs. Probably going to show some speed. See if he's there. He looks really good. Another homebred, too. Pizza Hut. Boy, I haven't had that forever. Kind of sworn off pizza for the last 2 months. Anyway, but I don't necessarily require the best Italian pie, as they call it. I'm okay with it. Anyway, 1 for 2 on the turf. Yeah, I'm hungry. Wiring a field last time out on the turf to win his maiden 57.04 race time with 1:15.99 pace. Another one pushing the pace here. So we might have a lot of speed runners, as you would expect. But we also have some that show they don't have to run. Good looking horse here. Real good chance. And that is the field. We'll do a refresh here. There's the Bourbon, the G2. We're an hour into the show, so I'm probably pick this up before I got heavy race here on me. The Bourbon G2, 9 furlongs, 1,800 meters on the turf. Grade 2, 26,500 entry fee, 159,000 points in the fog from Greco. 3 out of 4 in the money on the turf, including a win and a mile and an 8, 2 races back, and allowance with a 100 pace, 147.40. Wire to field. Can't really doubt that. And trying to see what other, he had a turf firm maiden run. He was in the 5, drop back and close. So you've got a couple options here with this horse. Nice looking horse. I love that. The dam, Silver Fog. Very nice dam. Connected image from the 2 Dutton Ranch. Back on the turf where he has his win in the 10,000 claimers. Prior to that was running eliminators on the dirt. So horse might be very happy right now to see that turf again. Mile and an 1/8 closer. Might be able to get up and steal this one. Xenex Colors from Dutton as well. Homebred gelding on the turf. All 4 races, won 1 of them. Last one out was 6. Closed a ton to win it. Prior to that, he doesn't have a mile and 1/8, but he did go a mile, went out with speed, got caught. 1.25 miles, kind of hung around, but didn't have a punch in the end. So he's kind of hoping somewhere in between will work out for this horse. Tiff's Mayhem from Anfield. 2 for 4 on the turf. 2 for 5 lifetime. Mile and an 1/8 grade 3 on the turf last time. Finished 4th, but I do see a very nice time for the winner. 97 pace. It's his only race over a mile. So that's the only one I can gauge him on. And he was a closing 4th. So if he's going to need to be a little bit quicker in the stretch, or who knows, maybe he got blocked. Perfect Lady from the 5, Bobby Dazzler, another homebred. 0 for 1 on the turf. Second place finish, his first turf race out. Mile and an 1/8 G3. When I see that from the 2 hole and he was third, I always assume that means that he stayed in the 2 hole most of the way around the track. And he's still closed for second. I could be wrong, but that's what I always think. 98 pace. So definitely a contender for the race. Neighborhood Bully, Poncho Racing Stables. 1-for-1 on the turf. So his record's 1-for-7, but he's 1-for-1 on the turf, which is funny. He's a dirt horse. Nice maiden win last time out. Gonna go shorter, be closing, see if he can get up for the win. Sire is El Gran Senor. Very good sire. That is the field for that race, the Bourbon G2. We have a small field for the Harris Stakes G3, 4 horses. Another brick by Anduna. The quicker the better from Anfield. Teletime from Parched Corn Hollow and my horse Dark Order. I can really go over a 4-horse race, but good luck to the folks in it. We'll step up to do the Lucas Classic G2. Let me see what else we have. This could be our final. Yes. This will be our final review. So you can all be happy I'm done. The Lucas Classic G2. 3-year-olds and up. Entry fee, 24,750 points. 148,500 plus an extra 10% for Kentucky breds. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of the 6 Kentucky. So some of that money is going to be given away. Mile and 8th on the dirt. Everyone knows Trillium, Foggy's horse from Rhythm and Trillion. A mainstay in the stakes races. A couple G1 wins. Pennsylvania Derby winner. Almost 1.3 million in earnings, 955,000 this year. The horse was born late last year. Turf horse, but has run very well in the dirt. Mile and 8th last time out on the dirt. Horse just didn't fire. I watched that race. He just sort of hung around and not fire. Now, mind you, it was a tough race. A lot of tough horses in the race. Go back to, again, the Pennsylvania Derby. He sat there and just pulled away in the stretch for the win. Replay of that race. Got a good chance here. He's definitely going to get whatever trip he wants. See what Foggy does with him. Sometimes Foggy likes to flex his muscle and send him out. So we'll see how that goes. The Barber from Chrisman, 9 out of 24, a 4-year-old, only 1-for-6 on the year. But you look, he's been running all stakes. Won the awesome G1 last time out. Mile and 8th. Dirt. Boy, sounds familiar. Could he go back to back? Definitely a possibility. Can go with speed, can close. Interesting to see what Chrisman does with them. Okay, I'll say it once. A pisser. A nice purchase by Pancho from Foggy. Horse is 3 years old. 4 out of 8 wins on the year. 6 out of 8 in the money with 215,000 in earnings. Turf horse, but can win on the dirt. Haven't seen him at a mile and an 8th recently. He did close well in his last race at a mile, which kind of hints that he can get the distance. He might have run the distance before. I just may not see it here. I've always thought he was more of a sprinter, short classics. Excuse me. We'll see if he can turn this distance into a winner. All 1, 2, 3, 4. All his last 5 races have been on turf. But as you can see, he has a win on the dirt. I can't see what it is, but obviously Pancho's always sneaking in there and winning these things. Rare Joke from Anfield. 3 out of 6 lifetime, all this year. 3 out of 6 all on the dirt. Coming off a win. Look at this horse last time out. Sat there with a 3-4 length lead the whole way. Was able to hang on fractions at the half for 6 furlongs, 110.44. Strong run. 2 races back at a mile. Same thing. Horse loves the lead. Didn't like it last time. Looks like he might have got pressed a little bit. Hard to say. Comes back off that next race, he'll show he can step up here. Did run eliminators, so see what he's got for him. Hungry Eyes from Poncho, second entry from Poncho. 4 for 8 on the dirt, 6 for 8 in the money. Don't see a mile and an eighth, but we see a lot of mile and mile and a quarter. Mile and a quarter closed for a win. Was an eliminator horse, so you know he had some consideration at both a mile and an eighth. So last time out on the dirt and allowance race, won with a 97 pace rating. So if he can step it up in class, he close down the strong horses. Doubling good. Good challenge. 3 out of 7 on the dirt, 3 out of 7 life claim. Definitely remember this horse from the eliminator. Was always out. Yep. Look at his history. Got to the final, didn't want to run. I'm not sure what happened. He got caught in traffic. Just was expecting him to go all right to lead. Couldn't do it. Just never fired it. Come back in a stakes race, mile and a half, maybe a little bit out of his distance, hard to say. Didn't do as much there, but not only more to his liking with his speed. We'll see if he's out there challenging the leaders as well. Good looking horse. And that is the field of the final race we are reviewing. Now, I feel very lonely tonight. I've only got one message. Good evening from Pat Donovan about 22 minutes ago. Starting to wonder maybe if the podcast has run its course. I hear a lot of comments, people, that they like it. Obviously, I'm not going to get the ones that say, oh, you suck, go away. But just curious if a different format, maybe a quick 30-minute hitter, get people on, ask questions. Not sure. But when it started, we used to get all kinds of comments in both Discord and the comment section from YouTube. I don't get any hardly at all anymore. So I'm going to have to think about changing the time, changing the day, changing a format, because I like doing it, but I do like interaction. If there's no interaction, I might as well just tape it and put it up later. But we'll see. I think it's better when we have guests on because it lightens the mood. We'll think that over. Still would like to get a group of folks that haven't been on yet, especially from, as we say, across the pond. Obviously, we would go much earlier show to get those people on. And I don't know if interpreters would be necessary. Just kidding. Probably can't even say that. But anyway, I'm going to give it some thought. I do know 2 weeks from today, I don't believe I'll be able, I know I won't be able to do one of a family member getting married, and we're going to go out afterwards, celebrate. So I won't be here on the 21st to do the podcast. I'll see what happens next week. So could be a 2-3 week break here for the Black Ace Friday Fun. Anyway, thanks for anyone that was listening live. Thanks to anyone that tunes in later. I really appreciate comments. It's sent to me directly or on the forum or somewhere where I can read them, because without feedback, I really don't know. Maybe nobody likes it well. Maybe don't like my voice. I don't know. It was a lot of fun out of the gate, but it seems like it's dragging. Now, obviously, kids are back to school. Parents have to do other stuff. So, anyway, thanks a lot for letting me yap again for another hour. Good luck in the races, everyone. And we'll talk to you maybe next week.